Yo, what's good YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoop, back with the Pokemon Battle Federation Season 6, and we're in the final week of the regular season, week number 11, taking on our buddy Ryan, um, coach of coach of RB. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the name. uh, yeah, definitely really solid battler, but what's very solid, like probably the most impeccable team I've ever faced in draft league format. He has Magearna as his Z captain, Mega Scizor, Mew, Toxapex, Thundurus Incarnate, Zygarde 50%, Entei, Cofagrigus, Acelgor, Tangrowth, and Lycanroc Dusk. So Magearna, Mew, Thundee-Eye, Zygarde 50, those are four of like okay, three of them are like top five, top 10 candidates. Two of them's top five candidates easily. Thunders is definitely top 20 draft format mons in my opinion. Maybe. Mega Scizor's really threatening. And then he's got Toxapex, Tangrowth, Entei, Cofagrigus, Acelgor with spike stacking and whatnot, Lycanroc Dusk with the Cell Rock. He's got priority all over his team. Every mon on his team can set up in some fashion. That's fucking scary as shit. But this game's not all that important. We're already clinched number one seed in our conference, and basically this is just going to let me know if I was the number one seed in the entire league, or am I going to be number two seed, which doesn't really matter because playoffs are guaranteed. I'm already guaranteed a bye week. So yeah. So we got a fun team. We have we have a fun team to try to combat his team. It's probably not the best. I didn't spend a lot of time building because the match isn't that important and whatnot. But I still want to win. I like to win, and I definitely like beating up on Ryan. So that's always fun. Anyways. So I got the Dark Pulse, the Ice Beam, the Hidden Power Fire. Hits everything on his team minus the Toxapex. But even then, like, if he's Spadef, Extra Sensory's not doing too much anyway. So I might as well just throw spikes on there and get a little bit of chip on everything else. And got the Expert Belt to boost my attack even further. And that's basically the idea. Dark Pulse hits Mew, Toxapex, Thundurus, Entei, Cofagrigus, Ice Beam hits Thundurus, Zygarde, Tangrowth, Hidden Power Fire hits Magearna, Mega Scizor, Acelgor also hits the Tangrowth, and then Spikes, like I said, it's going to get that little chip on everything and help the rest of my team. We have a max specially defensive Celesteela to take on the Superior that he actually doesn't even have. He traded Superior for Tangrowth in like week 7 or some shit, and it slipped my mind. I don't know if it was actually updated on the dock or not. But for some reason I thought he had Superior. I traded it to him in week 1, and just for some reason it was in the back of my mind that he had that. Maybe I didn't even look at his team when I prepped. But yeah, Celesteela was there to check a Life Orb Superior. It could come in on rocks, take a Life Orb Leaf Storm, and then take a Life Orb Hidden Power Fire at +2 the following turn, and 100% knocks out with a Flying EMZ Air Slash with my special attack investment, which only needed 8. So yeah, that was the idea behind the Superior, but he does not have. That was the idea behind the Celesteela, but he does not have Superior. So this mon is just like a wasted vessel. It could have been used for so much more, but yeah, we'll just have to deal with it. It does still check Mega Scizor to an extent. Maybe a Acelgor, and gets chip on everything else, I guess. I guess it can take one hit from Lycanroc and do a lot back with Flash Cannon, so I guess that's okay. Next up, we have a DD Dual Stab Roost Charizard. Initially, I was going to bring a max HP, max specially defensive Will-O-Wisp, Dragonance, Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, Flare Blitz, Dragonance, and Roost. but I changed it last minute. I just wanted to get some extra kills with Zard, but so it's not necessarily the best set. I just wanted I wanted Zard to finish up in the top of the kills like it did the previous season. Had to grab me a drink there. Excuse me. So yeah, we got next up King Crooked or Crocodile with I'm pretty sure he's gonna run like a defensive Mew, defensive Toxapex, or specially defensive, and Tangrowth. Like I don't really see like my team breaking that down, outside of like a Greninja that's not like, let's say like Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, and Extra Sensory could maybe break through it, but Toxapex is really fat. If it gets a Toxic Spike up, then it's like, and Greninja gets poisoned, it could stall me unless I get flinches and whatnot. I don't want to rely on flinches to win a match, so I'm bringing this Crocodile. That's actually pretty cool. Has sub bulk up with knockoff and earthquake and the muscle band to boost damage output. Knockoff and EQ literally hits his entire team, and after one bulk up, and like I'm predicting, like the thought process was behind this was to lead with this and hope he leads Mew, and he's gonna think I'm gonna get rocks up, and he's gonna try to Will-O-Wisp me, and I'm gonna be faster because he's gonna be defensive, and I'm gonna be faster, and I'm gonna click sub, and then I'm gonna start bulking up, and I don't think he would necessarily have a way to stop that unless he's running like Ice Beam or Sphere or something like that, or Focus Blast even. If he's some sort of AIDS Mew with like Focus Blast and Thunder and Stealth Rocks or something like that, then it could give me problems. But yeah, next up we're going to hop into Suicune here. We got a Life Orb, Scald, Roar, Rest Hawk set with some defensive investments. Normally this is going to be a Scald, Ice Beam, Rest, Sleep Talk leftover set, and just try to stall him. But like I said, I switched 3 of my mons right before the match, one being Zard, one being Suicune. Basically my Fire, Water, Grass Core. They were initially going to be super bulky and just try to annoy his team, and Zard was going to be like a switch into Entei and whatnot, and then I decided, well, Suicune can do that pretty well, and I'll just throw a Life Orb on him, boost the damage output of Scald, and maybe throw Ryan off guard. And same thing I did for Delmize. This was initially a leftover set. I also contemplated a Cobra Berry set, so I could better check Thunders, like a Nasty Plot Thunders with Dark Pulse or something. But then I was like, meh, it doesn't matter that much, so I just wanted to have a little fun with the Choice Band Rapid Spin and the Choice Band Shadow Claw here on a 8 EV'd, Careful Natured Delmize. Choice Band does boost my damage output significantly, like it's doing like 30% to Tangrowth, 30% to Toxapex, 30% to basically everything. He has no Dark type, so he has no Ghost Resist. So I really liked Choice Band on this, actually. So it ends up working out. Well, I'm not saying the set ends up working out. I'm just saying this ends up working out for me. I like the Choice Band. Maybe I could have went fully offensive Delmize, fully offensive Suicune. I should have brought pure offense, but it's hindsight. And like I said, this match doesn't matter that much. Let's go ahead and hop into the replay, though. Kind of rambled and wasted your time a little bit. Alright, so here we are with the replay, and Ryan's chosen to bring McGarena, which was pretty obvious. Pretty obvious McGarena and Mew are basically going to come to every match. And then the Tangrowth, the Lycanroc Dust, Thundy Eye, and the Toxapex. So his team it's still Zard food. If I can get up some spikes, actually. I didn't even notice during the battle, I don't think, but I just now realized that I don't even have rocks on this team. So definitely going to need to try to get up all my spikes, preferably come in with Greninja on something like Mew or Lycanroc or something that I can force out. Potentially even the Thundurus, since T-Wave cannot, Prankster T-Wave doesn't work on dark types. So Greninja could potentially force that out too, and just set up spikes a lot. And then, like, DD Zard, if he fears Earthquake, then I would be in a pretty good position. If he would, like, scout for that or something and double out. Basically, if I can get 3 layers of spikes up, +1 Charizard, 2-hit KOs, everything on his team. Well, it OHKOs everything on his team, and 2-hit KOs the Toxapex, so that's pretty neat. Crook has a decent matchup this match if I can get rid of Tangrowth, or get it set up, get it chipped, and then get Crook set up enough to where a knockoff will do a decent amount. Other than that, there's not too much to say about my team. Celesteela can survive a Thunderbolt from Thundurus Incarnate. That's pretty neat. Survives Gigavolt Havoc from McGarena as well. The Life Orb on Suicune's not going to help me out one bit in this match, I don't believe. Let's just hop into the replay. There's really not much to say about this. Like I said in my team prep, this over here in the front of the battle too. This battle doesn't matter whatsoever. And I definitely thought he had Serp over Tangrowth. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the battle here. I'm going to lead off with Crook, predicting actually a Toxapex lead. I didn't want Toxapex getting up Toxic Spikes or his only rocker and Lycanroc, if that even gets rocks. Mew is another potential rocker as well, which is a decent lead for him as well. I just felt Crook led well against Mew, unless it's Age Mew, Lycanroc and Toxapex, which would be 3 of his likely leads, considering he might want to get some hazards up. So yeah, definitely leading with Crook here, and I'm going to predict the Will-O-Wisp, or predict him to set up rocks here, and I'm going to click sub, and so long as this is not an Age Mew, I'll be in a decent position here. But as you can see here, this is Age Mew. The Life Orb Focus Blast, right? Alright, so I'll go into my Delmise, because I have a Choice Banded Shadow Claw, which will do a pretty good lot to Mew, potentially knock it out if it's like no investment. I actually don't know if that's true or not, so don't quote me on that. And I'm just going to fire off repeated Shadow Claws here and try to get some chip down. Like I'm Choice Banded, I don't have any other moves to really go for here. 100% sure he's going for knock here, and I just go into my Zard and can Dragon Dance up. Now, I could have went for Dragon Claw, but it wouldn't have did much. Had I been Earthquake here, I could have 2-hit KO'd and got rid of this Mon and then set up later with Zard, but I do not have that. I'm going to hard switch into Grin here, not wanting to get Toxic, and throw off a Spike here. And he throws off a Toxic Spike, so exactly what I feared coming into fruition here. He goes right into Tangrowth, and I want to bop him with the Ice Beam. As he survives and hits me with the Power Whip doing 70%, I'm just going to go for the Dark Pulse here. It knocks out, and if he wants to switch into Toxapex or anything else, it would also get knocked out too. Had I had Shuriken here, I could have went for it, but I don't, so I'm going to have to switch out into my Suicune, and I get crit. Don't know if that matters in the long run here. I'm just going to rest and then swap at it. I don't want to take any kind of hit right now. I'm max PBF Celesteela, so I don't see a reason to not go into it here. And he reveals Rocks and Thunder, so he's landed the Focused Blast and Thunder so far. That's so funny to me. But this Life Orb Mew. So I'm going to go into Delmise here, and he actually misses this Thunder, which is very important because had he landed this Thunder, he would be at 2%, meaning the next round of Life Orb would knock him out, and I would not be able to do what I'm about to do. As you can see, he goes for the Psychic here, and I'm able to get a Rapid Spin off because he lived, and I get rid of rocks and Toxic Spikes on his side of the field. So now I'm going to hard switch into Zard, and here's where Magearna being the mon that it is, it just throws me off so badly. Like, I mean so badly. I go into Zard here, and knowing the only move that he can hurt me with is Flare Cannon, I should switch out. I should switch out into Celesteela right here, right now. But I do not. I stay in, and he bops me. I should have switched out to Celesteela there, and then on the Gigavolt Havoc, doubled back into my Zard, predicting the Gigavolt Havoc, excuse me, and then I survive, and then knock this thing out, because Flare Cannon at -1 doesn't actually knock me out. So, a bit unfortunate there, but it's, you know, like I said, I got tilted a little bit when I saw Magearna. Like, it just threw me off a little bit. I was physically prepared in my prep, but I was not mentally prepared in my mind to take this thing on. So I'm gonna go into Suicune here, and I meant to click Sleep Talk there, but I clicked Roar because I was so hasty. I was hoping for a Sleep Talk roll to roar him out, and if I could potentially get a burn on Toxapex, Greninja Greninja and Suicune could have maybe won this game for me. So that was the idea behind that. But I actually didn't click Sleep Talk. I actually just clicked Roar. Did not roar him out, and he's gonna be able to sweep me with Magearna here. Not shocking, but very vile. Not shocking, but very vile. Ah! But yeah, good game to my boy Ryan. I figured this thing would show off why it should be banned eventually in the league. I don't think it's did, you know, crazy shit all season. This sweep right here definitely put it at the top of the kill knockout leaderboard. I think it's one behind Greninja actually. But yeah, this is one of those cases where you see why Magearna, even though I misplayed and it definitely cost me, Magearna is still one of the most threatening mons. Like, it's up there with things like Mega Metagross and Pheromosa when it comes to just how threatening it is. Now, those mons can't necessarily set up to the extent that Magearna does with Soul Heart and Shift Gear and Calm Mind and whatnot. But yeah, most certainly is one of the biggest threats in draft format's history. But yeah, it's going to be it. Good game to Ryan, like I always say. Let me know what you thought about prep on both sides and the battle on both sides. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.